Hi everybody, my name is Lauren and I am the Omnivorous Bookworm, and I'm very excited about today's video because I love to watch these videos, so I'm excited to make one. These are my unpopular opinions about romance. So I have so many unpopular opinions, I decided to do it by genre. And yeah, so these are my opinions about romance. By nature, they're unpopular, so if you have different opinions, like, that's great. If you share any of my unpopular opinions or you don't think that they're unpopular, let me know. Because I know sometimes I watch videos, I'm like, I don't think that's unpopular. But it's hard to know when you're a reader and you're by yourself, like, what exactly is popular. So these are things that I think are pretty unpopular, but I'm okay with. So the first one I have is like sex scenes in romance. So I feel like a lot of people have very specific ideas about what they want. They either don't want any, they want the bedroom doors closed constantly for religious or personal reasons, or the more the better. They're like, yeah. For me, I don't really care. Like, if the bedroom door is closed, that's fine. If it's open, doesn't bother me. I said in another video, and it's true, it's not, I usually tend to skim some of those scenes, or not skim, but I read them faster because I don't really find them that interesting. I think a lot of times they're not that well written. When they use a lot of descriptions of certain things, it can be a little bit like, ooh, I don't like that. But it doesn't bother me either. I like romance more for the relationship and because they're character driven and how well they're written. That those types of things aren't going to make it or break it for me unless I guess they're really, really bad. Or if that's all that the book is, probably not for me. Probably not going to be my favorite. The second one I have is I really like illustrated covers. So I think that this is pretty unpopular. A lot of people like the very dramatic, like real people covers in romance, especially romance readers. I don't really like those. I feel like they're kind of corny and it can turn people off and feel like, oh, that genre is not for me. Um, and I kind of like the more illustrated covers. I don't know if it's because I like cozy mystery, so I'm more used to that style. Again, it doesn't matter, like, if it has a weird cover or a like I shouldn't say weird, but like a more dramatic real person cover, call it like a clinch cover. I might still read it. Obviously, like, maybe subconsciously it might put me off, but I'm not going to not choose to read it. It's not going to bother me. And that's the nice thing about a Kindle or any type of e-reader, is that you don't have to feel awkward if you're reading a book somewhere and people are looking at your cover like, you're reading that? So it's very funny. All right, number 3. Okay, this one I feel pretty strongly about, and I think this is pretty unpopular. This might be one of the more unpopular ones. I don't like it when a character in a romance has like a really important job, um, because I feel like it's not usually done very well. So they have this really important job that, in real life this person would be working, 60, 80 hours a week, but like somehow they have all this free time, or like there's supposed to be this, very high profile lawyer, this really important job, but then they're acting like a 16-year-old in their interpersonal lives, and you're just like, I don't believe that this person has this important job that you're telling me that they do. So I don't really care for that. I don't usually like to read books in general where people have like illegal jobs. Like, I guess that wouldn't be a job, but they're doing illegal things, unless it's like part of the plot. But if that's like the main thing that we're supposed to be following, like, I don't like the mafia ones, stuff like that. I don't know, I just don't care for it. I mean, that's fine if other people do. There's something for everybody. That's usually not something that's going to interest me unless there's something else in the book that might draw my attention. Okay, so the fourth one I think is also pretty unpopular. Like, Some people might write me off for this one. They see this. So a lot of people will say in romance, like, they don't like miscommunication, and I agree. If it's something simple, especially in a contemporary, I I don't want some kind of miscommunication that you can just have a conversation and it's figured out. But if the author can make the miscommunication make sense and feel realistic, then I'm okay with it. It doesn't bother me. Obviously, hopefully, there's more to the story than that, but I feel like that's easier to pull off in a historical or in some type of a like speculative or paranormal. It's a lot easier to have reasons why people can't communicate. I think historical is the easiest though, because social conventions, social norms were so different, and it's different things that people would and wouldn't talk about. There would be different reasons why people wouldn't disclose things. So I'm okay with it. It's not like a huge problem for me. Obviously, you don't want that to be the main conflict. You don't want it to be oversimplified. You want the author is going to have to work more to give me reasons to believe that these people are not communicating or why they would miscommunicate. But it's not a huge issue for me overall. And the last one I have, and I feel pretty strongly about this one too. And I don't maybe this is the least unpopular one that I have, although I don't hear a lot of people talk about it, but maybe they are, I just haven't heard it, is I really hate it when, especially when you have older characters that are supposed to be in their late 20s or their 30s, and all like their entire life is surrounded around like just finding a person, which or sleeping with somebody or some. I don't find that believable, especially when you have a friend group and you have these side characters, like all they're focused on is, oh, did you meet that person? How was it? I don't find that believable. I don't find that interesting. Obviously, if two people are falling in love, like for a while their whole world is going to be this situation, maybe that's a little bit more believable, but especially with the side characters, I just don't buy it. I prefer it when the romance, when you have like fully formed characters and it's this character driven story, and then the romance is just sort of part of that. It's not the whole encompassing aspect of their lives that we should care about. It's just sort of the tool, the engine for the story. That's when I think personally it works the best. Um, this irritates me more with side characters. I read a romance one time where there was a side character that I'm assuming is going to get his own book at one point, but I won't be finishing that series. That he was a psychiatrist, and like every single person he was meeting, like he was, or every woman was just like an odd, like, do I want to be with this woman? It was just such a turnoff, especially his profession. And I'm just like, that is very unethical. Like, don't be doing that. And none of the main characters were challenging this behavior. And I'm just like, come on, like, you're 30 something years old, you have a career, like, you don't have any other interest in your life. This is all you think about or talk about. So I don't think that's very unpopular. But, yeah, I feel like I don't personally, this is me personally, I don't want the only thing in the story to be the romance. Even in a genre romance, they need to have I like it when they have a real job. I like it when they have maybe kids or there's other family. They have their lives, and then this is the engine that's pushing them forward. Because it just seems more real, it's more interesting, it's more character driven. So those are my unpopular opinions, or what I perceive to be unpopular opinions. So like I said, let me know, do you have any other unpopular opinions? Do you share any of mine? Do you think I'm misguided in any way? So let me know, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.